Someone who's been based in this city as long as I know is about to come up here on stage, and she's been involved in a lot of things. She has over 20 years experience. Listen to the things she does for the past 20 years. Music supervision, publishing, artist management, A&R, production, and music placement. Just in the past 3 years alone, she's placed close to 50 songs. So it is an honor to have her here on this stage, and I do believe later on tonight we're going to find out about another event she's involved with on November 12th. Please welcome Nashville's own Anastasia Brown.
Thank you. Thank you. Hello. Okay, wait, my mind has still been blown by that last speech. How about you guys? I feel like this is almost a little bit too dated to even bring up now. But we were asked to give different subjects, and I was asked to talk about where I came from, how I got to where I am, and my biggest obstacle or new discovery for the future. So here I go. Born in California, raised in Colorado. At an early age, entertainment was kind of my middle name, and if you know me, you know that's true. Whether it be producing my films or performing whenever I had an audience. Growing up as a priest kid, of course, I sang in a choir, which led to a deep love of music and the people who create it. Having the Rockies as my backdrop, life revolved around skiing, church, lacrosse, rappelling down sides of mountains, and more music, whether it be singing in a play or singing karaoke before it was cool. In high school, I found the perfect bandmates and formed Incognito, a Pat Benatar cover band. Yes, and my hair looked just like it, and thankfully my mom has no pictures. The rehearsals, song selections, and getting the gigs were much more exciting for me than the actual shows. And, years later, I realized that was a big foreshadowing moment for my career. I graduated from University of Florida with a bachelor's degree in broadcast journalism. Keep in mind, there was no MTSU back in the 80s, guys, so you had to figure it out on your own. So I had to discover what opportunities were available to me as I built my career. When the job offers came in, I had to make some really tough decisions. Follow my passion or pay my bills. I had to choose the latter. Not realizing that my very first stepping stone, which I thought was a muddy puddle, would actually prove relevant 16 years later. Hired to produce and MC local fashion shows gave me independence, yet I didn't really see how this was going to bring me closer to the music industry. However, I did enjoy creating the playlist for those shows and commentating shows to the likes of Tommy Hilfiger. Personal choices brought me to Nashville. Now what? I got a marketing and PR job at Eric Erickson, where I met some of my dearest friends, and Opryland became one of my clients, inching closer to the music industry and honing my skills that I didn't really yet know I needed later on in my career. I show up. This is a key theme for all of us. At a listening party at ASCAP for Kennedy Rose. Have you heard of them? No. Oh, good. Here's one. They were a duo that were opening for Sting in the 90s. Well, Sting's manager, Miles Copeland, a legend in the business, happened to be in Nashville that fateful day. From that fortuitous meeting, I had no idea how much my life was about to change. It was in a good way. Because of that moment and further conversations and negotiations while he was traveling the world with Sting, Miles asked me to establish a division of his international entertainment company here in Nashville. Enter my first mentor. I encourage every one of you to find a mentor and be a mentor. Now I was on my way. We signed Junior Brown, Peter Frampton, Waylon Jennings, Leon Russell, John Barry, as well as being on point for Sting when he was in Nashville, poor me. Spending countless nights searching for talent at various clubs around town, I showed up at a songwriter's in the round at Bluebird Cafe back in 1994, where an aspiring artist from Australia was playing his songs. We signed Keith Urban and his band The Ranch soon after. Not many executives, except one right here, Barry Coburn. Where are you? Keith Urban's first publisher. I think we were one of 4 people that believed in Keith Urban back in 1994. You know, everyone sit on the row in '94. A long-haired Australian guitar slinger with a rock and roll country sound would never get on country radio. Don't waste your time. And I just looked at them like they had two heads. I had no doubt in my mind, and it's a good time to have that belief in yourself and who you're going to support. Those dreams will keep you going. As with any business, its main goal is to make money. Using my business initiative, our team combed through Sting's catalogs for songs that we felt could really translate in this marketplace, leading to several pinch myself moments, such as watching Tammy Wynette and Sting record Every Breath You Take. And then, once again, Sting flying into Nashville to record She's Too Good For Me with Waylon Jennings. All amazing moments, but the most commercial being the duet with Toby Keith, I'm So Happy I Can't Stop Crying. This led to Sting's very first top 5 single on the country charts. Who would have thunk it? Then I called Walter Miller at the time. He ran CMA, and I said, I have an idea. I bet I could get Sting to Nashville if you'd put him on the CMA Awards and he'd play with Toby. Done. So flew him here, had to help him find a yoga teacher, and then I had to be his stylist as well. All very, very difficult jobs. But then in 2000, the music industry began to change dramatically, which impacted our business, and my personal life changed. This is when I learned the art of reinvention, which, believe me, it's a key thing to learn. I immersed myself with volunteering for important causes, because you know what? When you give back and you're not thinking about what you're going to get back, you typically do get something back. I met my second mentor, Les Boheme, one of the creators of the Nashville Screenwriters Conference and the sci-fi miniseries Taken. So Spielberg was my first boss in the business of film and TV. From this experience, Les gave me my first music supervisor credit and an emotional gift to give Buddy Miller, our very own Buddy Miller, the opportunity to produce his first track for a TV series with Emmylou Harris. I'm so proud of this, and it was a really special day. I literally went over there to Buddy's kitchen, and he and Emmy were cutting the end title for Taken. Being based in Nashville, my peers said I could not do music supervision, and I will admit, it's been tough. But I'm really grateful that I listened to my heart and not the doubts in my head, because a lot of wonderful accomplishments have happened, even with those doubts kind of floating about my brain. This belief led to an Oscar and Grammy nomination for Best Original Song and Soundtrack for the film August Rush, a judge on USA's Nashville Star as Simon in the Skirt. Remember the first job I didn't appreciate? Well, it gave me the skills to be comfortable public speaking and to serve as my very own stylist. So, one little lesson, don't ever think the stepping stone that you are on today is a mistake. They all matter. These experiences led to writing a book with Brian Mansfield and more films, along with developing a biopic about the life of Hank Williams. As associate producer, I am proud that it's finally coming out. I started to pursue this dream back in 2003, and the film comes out in November, 12 years later. Now I'm working on the Lionsgate feature film based on my favorite book, The Shack. Anyone know about it? I'm the music supervisor, and it's starring Octavia Spencer, Sam Worthington, and Tim McGraw, to be released in August 2016. And I want you to know, I chased the producer for a year, and I'm so glad I did, because I got it, and it'll be one of my highlights of my career. I'm also creating monthly playlists for Reese Witherspoon's blog on the Draper James website. So some of you people in this room might be on one of the monthly playlists that I think that people around the world should listen to. I'm also very, very, very passionate about helping grow the Nashville Film Festival with Ted Crockett and our stellar board. That's another priority. Nashville needs its own Sundance. What do you think? All right, what is my big obstacle? Being a part of a group that have tried to create a self-sustaining film, TV scoring, and video gaming industry in Nashville without strong support from the local business community or our government. Sufficient state-funded film production incentives have never materialized, and we've tried for decades. Why do we keep on trying? Well, I believe there is a window of opportunity, yet we have to have a different approach. And the time is right here, right now. Music City was created on the shoulders of content creation and content ownership, which requires Tennessee investors to step up in order to keep back-end residuals to come back into Nashville and Tennessee, which will lead to job creation, and that takes us along a path to further scoring, TV production, and film production. I say, why not? Thank you.
Any questions? Any questions for Anastasia? Got time for one. Be brave, make it count. All right, scream it out. Could you hear that? Heartland music.
It's kind of a natural, that's what I like to listen to, and I think that's one of our strengths, one of our many strengths. And for the Shack, we're going to actually kind of need an Americana score. So obviously, one of my goals is to score it here. But first, we have to hire the composer. But yeah, might as well start with your strength.
All right, Anastasia Brown.